of being alarmist. Some people say, well, you're irresponsibly engendering fear. But I will say right now that if you are not scared to death, then you're the problem. I'm not the problem. If nuclear war and the prospects of nuclear war don't scare you, um, I don't know why you're here in this forum, and I don't know what you're trying to accomplish. There literally is no other issue today. No other issue today. I'm going to just emphasize that again because I know people out there feel strongly about very many other issues. There's no other issue today that's more important than preventing a nuclear war, and we almost had one last week. I don't know how, if people don't understand, Keir Starmer brought with him the documents, the target list. If Joe Biden had signed off on those documents, the target list, part of that target list would have been executed that night. British technicians are already in Ukraine loading target data onto the Storm Shadow missiles. These missiles right now are being used against targets in Novorossiya, in the former Ukrainian provinces of
Shalom. Infinite praise, glory, and honor be unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Peace and double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom unto the elect. So, a lot of you brothers out there are probably familiar with this guy, Scott Ritter. All right, he's a former UN weapons inspector. Now he's a political analyst, and for as long as I can remember watching this guy, for the past few months or years, or I don't really know how long he's been active in these YouTube circles and things like that, but he has been pretty much warning and mentioning the prospect of nuclear obliteration. And what he just mentioned was that the British Prime Minister, all right, Keir Starmer, that's his name, he had met up with Joe Biden and he had some paperwork, and with his signature on that paperwork, all right, that very well could have led to World War III, because that would have been a sign-off on using long-range missiles, which only the U.S., all right, in an alliance with the British, going to we're setting it up to be utilized in Ukraine against Russia for long-term targets. And the Russians stated that if that was the case, that they would have a nuclear response. All right. So, Barakatha Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. What a beautiful time to be in this truth, to be here, to be alive, to be not only alive, but spiritually alive in the faith, because, this is what we've all been waiting for, man. This is what we've all been begging the Lord to do. All right. And I just finished watching the brother Tazapanya Banyamyan. All right. I finished watching the brother's video about the October surprise. So in the midst of all this, you have the economic woes, the BRICS nations coming to life. All right. Turkey is looking to join. All right. We see the UAE and also Saudi Arabia in their association with the BRICS. So everything's set up, man. If you can't see, and this is why the whole the Diddy thing, that's a major distraction, man. And don't get me wrong, we'll mention it, we'll speak on it, because Diddy's a wicked, evil nigga and he's gonna get judged. But that's a big distraction from the main thing that's getting ready to happen, which is the economic collapse and World War III. All right, leading right into this election. All right, so I am going to play a little bit more, but before I do that, I do want to grab some precepts. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the third woe. All right. Revelation 11:14, the second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. All right, World War I, World War II is the second woe, and then you have the third woe which is World War III, the third woe. All right, you go into the word there for woe, okay? In Revelation, all right? It's Revelation 11 and verse 14. Yeah, it says the second terror is past, but look, the third terror is coming quickly in the NLT, right? So, but when you go into that word for woe, it says uai.
Strong's G 3759. Uai.
Uai, alas, woe. Exclamation of grief. Okay? Exclamation of grief. Okay? Woe. Woe unto you. All right, and that word woe is also associated with what? Destruction. Okay? So we know what's getting ready to happen. Okay, and that's why the Lord has had us as the watchmen. Okay, has had us as the vigilant watchmen. All right, to do what? To continuously bang the drum and let you know what's about to happen. And we're primarily concerned with you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, that's who we're warning, because you are the ones who are able to be saved when the Lord Yahushua returns. That's who he's coming for, the oppressed people of the earth, which is so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, and the diaspora of Israelites scattered into the other nations, calling themselves after the names of these other nations. All right. Ezekiel 33:1. Again, the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, speak to the children of thy people, and say unto them, when I bring the sword upon the land, if the people of the land take a man of their coast and set him for their watchman, if when he seeth the sword come upon the land, he blow the trumpet and warn the people, then whosoever heareth the sound of the trumpet, and that's what we're likened unto, those watchmen. Spiritually, we are blowing the trumpet. That's why we upload it online, all right, so that it can go out to the four corners of the earth globally, all right? This is the primary forum that the Lord used, YouTube, okay? There's other websites that brothers upload to, but that's the primary one, okay? All right, and what are we supposed to do? There's a sword coming, so we're supposed to warn you. Then whosoever heareth the sound of the trumpet and taketh not warning, if the sword come and take him away, his blood shall be upon his own head. So what are we doing? Getting the blood off of our hands. Apostle Paul mentioned that. All right? Apostle Paul mentioned that, right? Let's see. That's in I think it is either Acts 28 or it might be 26. Actually, 20. I think it's 20. Acts 20. Yep, Acts 20 and 26. Wherefore I take you to record this day that I am pure from the blood of all men, for I have not shunned to declare unto you all the counsel of the Most High. So what is his counsel? His counsel is to destroy America, Babylon the Great. Okay, so what are we doing? We're warning about it. We're banging on that drum. We're blowing that trumpet. All right? Acts 20 and 20 in the NLT. I never shrank back from telling you what you needed to hear, either publicly or in your homes. All right? And actually, yeah, that wasn't even the verse I read, but that was a good one. But going down to 26, I declare today that I have been faithful. If anyone suffers eternal death, it's not my fault. It says I am innocent of the blood of all. But basically, it's saying the same thing. Okay? For what is that eternal death? That's going to be when the missiles drop. And the memorial of it is going to be eternal. All right? You're not going to burn forever in the lake of fire, but the Lord has the power to slow down time. That's what you got to remember. Okay? For I didn't shrink from declaring all that the Most High wants you to know. So the Most High is going to burn you in there for as long as he feels like it takes for the judgment and for you to receive a recompense for what you've done. For I didn't shrink from declaring all that the Most High wants you to know. And this is the same thing with us, all right? We have not shrunk back. We have not held back anything when it comes to this knowledge. And that's the beautiful thing about us not having the 501c3 charter, is that we've been able to declare the whole counsel of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. All right, but let's watch a little bit more of this video.
Wow.
Salakia. This fucking madness.
This new special forces device turns men into beasts. It burns.
You know, I've been accused a lot lately of being an alarmist. Some people
we're
say, well, you're
about a minute in.
You're irresponsibly engendering
We were like
fear.
a minute change.
But I will say right now,
from like right there,
why Russia is not responding by threatening nuclear war when Storm Shadow missiles are used against those targets. This is a debatable point. Russian territory, however, outside of those 5 named areas, is Russian territory. It's sovereign territory, unquestionably sovereign territory. And any effort to use NATO-provided weapons, and it's not just NATO-provided weapons, it's NATO-targeted weapons. As Dennis said, this isn't about just saying, okay, we'll fire a Storm Shadow off. What's the difference between that and any other weapon system Ukraine has? Ukraine has had very good success using long-range drone systems and striking targets deep inside Russia. What's the difference between a Ukrainian drone system and a British or American provided missile? The Ukrainian drone system is a Ukrainian weapon system directed by in government, and Russia will hold the Ukrainian government to account using whatever means it chooses to do so. This is the nature of conflict between two nations, and Russia and Ukraine are in a state of advanced conflict. Ukraine thinks of it as a war. Russia calls it a special military operation. That's a matter of semantics. They are in conflict with one another. NATO claims not to be a party to this conflict. And yet when NATO provides weapon systems that can only strike targets when the targets have been processed by NATO-only entities. That's what people need to understand here. It's not just a matter of programming a Storm Shadow missile. There is an element in Europe, part of NATO, that absorbs American intelligence information, overlays it with American mapping information, and turns it into the data necessary to strike a target. That data is loaded into the Storm Shadow. Because the Storm Shadow communicates with GPS, it doesn't do.
So they need American satellite systems and things of that nature, which Ukraine does not have, and also NATO systems in collaboration in order to strike those Russian targets. So in essence, this is what Esau does a lot. He throws a rock and hides his hand, but this is what they're doing. All right, they are providing all of that necessary information in order to strike those targets. So this is why this is different than other things that's happened in the past between Ukraine and Russia. Having those advanced targeting systems allows them to take this conflict even further. And that's why he said that, you know, in another video, I don't know if he's going to say it here. I'm not going to play this whole video. Y'all can check it out on your own. But he said that we are on the edge of the nuclear abyss, okay, because of this escalation.
Doesn't do it on a commercial GPS signal. That's just that's just a single channel. It can be jammed. It does it using the military channels. That's 2 channels. They're encrypted. They're encrypted by the United States using American encryption technology that has to be loaded into the systems by Americans, not by Ukrainians. Ukrainians are not cleared to operate this level of cryptographic keying material. So
basically, Babylon is the one that's operating through Ukraine, all right, on the so-called behalf of Ukraine, you know. But we all know that, you know, this is Esau really taking it, really the Most High Yahweh Shem Yahshua controlling them, but now he's taking it to that next level. And it's the Amalekites at the end of the day. The least of the flock is drawing them out, all right, because there's different fronts of the war, okay, over there in the land of Israel, but you have this front in Ukraine. And remember, America and Israel is one and the same. America is run by Amalek, so they are the ones turning everything up. You know, they are bringing their own demise, okay, and they truly believe, these elites, they believe that they're going to be able to do this, get this is the World War III is a part of their plan, you see. But they don't realize that the Most High is the one that made that plan for them and is guiding them to that plan, because that plan is for their destruction. All right. I want to grab a couple more. All right. I'm going to just keep this straight to the point. All right. But this day is coming, man, a lot sooner than we could even understand, man. We do understand to an extent, but hey, man, it's going to happen very swiftly. That's a point that the brother Tazapanya touched upon, that this is an overnight switch can be flipped right now. We're at that point. 1 Thessalonians 5:1, but of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. This is the day of the Lord we're speaking about, when Yahushua cracks those clouds. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them. Everybody, all these politicians talk about peace and safety, lulling the people to sleep, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. So now those birthing pains are about to come upon them. Sudden destruction, okay? But ye brethren are not in darkness. But ye brethren are not in darkness, that day should overtake you as a thief. So we're not in darkness. We're not in a state of ignorance. We have the light. So we are very well aware of what's going on in the world around us, okay? And these are all signs of the Lord's coming, all right? Wars and rumors of wars. Now we have full-fledged wars popping off, and we're getting past the point of rumors. Rumors is going to be a fulfilled prophecy after a certain point, to where it has been fulfilled by a lot of these rumors, but eventually there's going to be no more rumors. It's just going to be all-out war, and we're very quickly approaching those days. Okay, we're still in the phase of rumors, but now we have full-fledged conflicts as well coming about, tied in with those rumors. And then before you know it, it's not going to be a rumor anymore. All right, the rumor is going to be past that stage. It's going to be the full-fledged conflict. All right, and they're going to use those things, the economic woes, the woes involving Iran, and they could shut down the Strait of Hormuz and really fuck things up for the whole world. They can do that. There's a lot of different ways. The cyber attack, which we've been having a lot of those in 2024. 2024 has been the year of the cyber attack. So we have all these different fronts of things that can go wrong, and then you're going to have the perfect storm of it all happening at once. All right, and we're going to see how it plays out. But hey, man, this is a beautiful time to be alive, in this faith, in this truth, to be spiritually awakened, and to be witnessing these days, man. And we got to watch and pray and keep our guard up and be mindful. Another video I watched was Elder Damashapat going into the video about don't have any, rebuke that doubt. And I have also sensed, as he mentioned in the video, a lot of doubt demons try to come in my mind, which, I haven't dealt with since the early days of the truth, when I first came in. And now they're trying to like rear their ugly head again, but we got to rebuke those things, fast and pray, get with the brothers, because that's where the power is at. The spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua dwells amongst the brotherhood. And rebuke those demons. A prayer you could say is Agar Kashatan, I rebuke thee, Satan. Bahashem Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rachak Wadash. All right? Agar Kashatan, Agar Kashatan, Agar Kashatan, I rebuke thee, Satan. Bahashem Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rachak Wadash. All right? In the name Yahweh, in the name Yahushai, in the name of the Holy Spirit. All right? And you brothers, keep your head up in the faith. Keep your head up in the spirit. Keep your head on a swivel. All right, and keep enduring. We almost out of this bitch. With that, call Halal Yamla, Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai Ba'Hashem Rachak Wadash. Shalom to the next one.